So for step 35, the rear body mount unit, well, other than the steering linkage, this is more or less the same kind of step as we did in 34. Now, the only difference here is I've gone ahead and screwed these ones together. If you need help with that, you can go back to step 34 right here, where I actually do a detailed overview of that. There's the ball connectors, our screws, and we've got our body mount posts and what we need to put together the back end. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to put the body mount posts and everything together, and then we'll fit all of this together. So I'll set it up and we'll put this together. So after looking at this a little further, I've changed my mind in terms of how I want to put this together. So we're going to start off with this piece right here and get our ball connectors in place. So you can see here the way this is going to sit, that the ball connectors need to come in on that side. So I'm going to use our box wrench again, but I'm left-handed, so I am going to turn this around and put it in this way. So we'll get these in, and again, you just keep going until you get to the end. With it being hard plastic, you're gonna know when you're at the end because it won't be able to move. There we go, there's one. And I'll flip this around. We're going to do the same thing with the other side. There we go. Screw that in. Voila. So there we go. So that's how that is going to look. So now we've got our arms. Now, because I've already done this, I'm going to grab one of the right arms, and let's see how that was supposed to go. Yes. So we're going to pop that on. There's one. And on the left hand side, we're going to do the same thing. And so ultimately, when that's sitting there like that, you should have these sideways as they are, and then these two are facing down, which they are. So now we're going to grab this piece right here, and you can see that the way that's going in, the two screws are going here and going straight into this arm right here in that direction. So if I might actually start it this way. Yep. And I might even do the same thing with the other side, just because I've got it easily attached. Because the positioning is, it's so easy to get that in, I might as well put it in that way, and now I can hold it so we can tighten these up. And again, this is going into hard plastic, so you're going to know when you're at the end. That's one. And that's two. So that is what that looks like. Just like that. So now it's just a matter of putting on the body mount posts, and you can see that they're both M6, but you can see in terms of the positioning, they're going to both be sitting like that. So this one is going to sit in there like that. And you want to make sure that this notch right there is going into the farthest this direction, and the screws going into the center and up into the arm. Just like that. And you can see how that's coming out at the top. It's kind of level. I'll screw it in just a little bit more, but it pretty much is tight. So there we go. That's how that's going to look like on the bottom. So we're going to do the same thing again. That's going to fit on that side, and we're going to put the screw in from the bottom. And there we go. So that is the rear body mount unit and how that's going to look. So step 35 is complete. So that means we can move on to step 36. Now, for 36, I've actually just gone ahead and done it because it's the same thing as before. You need to be able to twist these on. I use a pair of shock pliers for this, which is definitely easier. But there is one thing that I would mention. On the MB-01 chassis, it comes with this little tool, which makes it super easy to turn these as it gets tighter and tighter as you're turning. The MB-01 doesn't come with this piece, and I would question why, because this is an extremely handy little tool, and it's coming in handy for the MB-01 build because, you know, as you're trying to turn this, even with shock pliers and you're trying to turn it, it's very difficult. But the moment you put that on and turn, you've got something that gives you some leverage. So I'm not sure why the MB-01 chassis doesn't come with that piece. But I've got this at the 87 millimeters that is required. So step 36 is done. So we're moving along quickly here. So we can now move on to step 37 and attach the body mount units.